Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? So today is going to be my first update for my rolling project pan for the year of 2020. I did a whole intro video, so if you missed that, you might want to go and check it out to see all of the products, because I did finish up some things. So I'm going to be rolling in some new things. I think I did really good this update, better than I expected to do. I finished up a few things and I made some really good progress on some things, but you need to go and watch the intro video because a lot of the products that I put into this project are kind of harder and some of them are pretty new. So I already knew that it was going to take me a while for some of these, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I have all year to do this, or until I get bored, until I want to stop the project. And so far I'm having a lot of fun. I haven't gotten bored with anything yet, so yeah. This is gonna be my update, but before we get into it, can we get into this eye look though? Like, the whole makeup look is popping, but can we get into this eye look though? So I used my girl Jackie Ina, of course. Let me zoom y'all in so y'all can see this. I feel like this look is too popping, especially for me to not have went anywhere today. This look is too popping for me to just be in the house. And yes, I am filming, but this look is too popping for nobody to see it. Okay, let me get down off my high horse. Y'all did not come here for that. Y'all came here for these products. So let's get into the things that I finished already. So the first thing I finished was my Sephora brown eyeliner. I told you guys in the intro that I hate putting eyeliners in projects because it takes so long for me to use eyeliner for whatever reason. It just takes forever, but damn, I'm just knocking everything over. Surprisingly, I was able to finish this one off. So this was the Sephora brown eyeliner in Tiramisu, and basically when I went to go and sharpen it, the actual pencil came detached from the wood and got stuck in my sharpener. So I was like, that's it, I'm done. I can't even sharpen it anymore. So that one is finished, and I got my handy dandy notebook right here. So I finished the Sephora liner on the 27th of January, and it took me 9 times to use it before it was finished. So I'm super happy about that. That is out. That is going in my empties video. I also finished up the lip liner that I was working on. So this is the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in brown sugar, and the same exact thing happened. I went to go and sharpen it. The actual pencil came detached from the wood, and I couldn't sharpen it anymore. Like, it was done, and it's a little nub anyway, so it was barely anything to sharpen. So that is also finished, and this girl was finished up on the 28th of January, and it took me 9 times to use this one until it was finished as well. So those two are out. I also finished up my lip gloss. This was my Colourpop lip gloss in the shade Lychee Me. I scraped as much as I could out of here. I took the stopper out and everything, and I have so many lip products that I want to get through this year that I've made it a point to not overuse them. Once it gets to the point where I'm like digging and scraping and I'm not getting enough to do both my lips, then I'm just gonna call it quits and call it done. I will remove the stopper on some things, and then I won't remove the stopper on other things. It just depends on that particular lip product, how much I like it. But this one is finished, and again, it took me 16 times to finish this, and I finished it on the 10th of February. So that is another thing that is going out. And then the last thing that I finished was my Colourpop No Filter foundation in the shade Dark 175. So when I started this project, I believe I was about like right here. I told you guys in the intro video, I didn't mark it because I just knew that it was going to be finished up by this next update. So, but I was like right here. I just didn't mark it. But for this one, I finished it on the 5th of February, and it took me 10 times to use it until it was finished. And I could have finished it way sooner than that, but I was using other foundations, like testing out other things. So I just didn't really care too much to use it all that often. I knew I was going to finish it anyway. So that one's out as well. So those are all the things that I was able to finish up this month. The rest of everything else will just be progress, but it's really good progress. And like I said, I am rolling things in the place of those items that I finished. So I will tell you guys about that at the end of this video. So let's move on to the things that I've just been making progress on. So the first thing is going to be my Focus palette, which is the Modern Renaissance palette. And I used this 14 times this month, and basically I'm changing the way that I use this. So at first I was just using whatever colors that I wanted to in this palette. And I think now, in order for me to hit pan in these shades, I need to focus on specific shades for the month so that I can hit pan in them and then move on, instead of just using the entire palette, especially because I'm using this palette in conjunction with all the other palettes in my collection. I literally use a different palette every single day in conjunction with this one. So it's not like I'm solely just using this palette and just using all the eyeshadows in this palette. So I wasn't able to make that much progress on it. This is what she's looking like now. So I wasn't able to make that much progress on her, but I did hit pan in Primavera, which previously did not have pan, and I made a huge dip in Warm Taupe. This is the color that I started to focus on probably the last week of me using this palette. So that's what I'm gonna do for this go around for this month. I'm gonna just focus on Warm Taupe, and since I know I'm super close to hitting pan on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I want to focus on Red Ochre as well for the next month. So those are the two shades that I'll be working on to get some progress in that palette. The next item that I have is my Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio. This is the Blur and Defend primer. Basically, when I put this in, it was brand new because I couldn't even squeeze anything. I couldn't even like squeeze the product down because it would start coming out. So I knew that this was pretty much full, and it probably had an air bubble in here as well. I was able to squeeze some of the air out, but not all of it. And then product started coming out, so I just stopped squeezing it. But I think I'm about to right here. I was able to kind of bend the packaging. You guys can see I was able to bend it down a little bit. So I believe I'm like right here with this, which is pretty good for a month's worth of use. It wasn't even a full month because I only used it 17 times, but I think that's pretty good considering that this was basically a brand new primer. When I put it in, I had only used it a few times before putting it in this project. I think there's another air bubble in here, but we shall see. At the rate that I'm going, this will be finished up by the end of March probably. So still working on that. For my e.l.f. putty primer, I didn't use it pretty much at all. I used it 3 times this month, and that's because I ended up adding in another primer literally the day I filmed this. Once I was done editing and uploading it, I was like, you know what, I should add this primer in. So I added it at the very last minute, and so that is why my poreless primer from e.l.f. did not get used that much. There's a little difference, but not much. It practically looks the same, and this is going to be one of those items where it's going to be hard to show progress. It's pretty much going to look the same every time I update you guys because there's no way to really measure it. I might start, instead of going for the middle of the product, I might start going more for the edges so I can like go from like this edge to that edge so you guys can see product over time, but we shall see. I haven't even been working on this, so as of right now, it doesn't matter. The next thing I have is my Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Amaze. So this is another one where it's going to be kind of hard to show you guys the progress on this. I was able to use this one 9 times. So this is what it looks like. So I don't know if there's going to be a big difference compared to last time, but I do feel like I've been able to kind of thin out the edges of this product because with Super Shock Shadows, the edges is the most raised part of the eyeshadow. So that's where you have the most product. So that's what I've been trying to work on since there's not much in the middle at all. So yeah, I only used it 9 times, which to me is a pretty decent amount considering that I'm focusing on one palette while using other ones in my collection and then trying to incorporate a single. So I think that that's pretty good. The next thing is my Maybelline Better Skin Superstay Concealer. So I had this laying on its side, but literally before it got all shooken up, I am about right here with this product. I didn't mark it the last time. First of all, y'all, I don't even have a Sharpie. Like, I literally marked one of the products that I'm adding in with some nail polish because I don't have a Sharpie. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. So yeah, like I said, before it got shooken up, I think I'm about right here, so a little bit above this writing right here, so probably like right there. But you guys can see a huge difference in this concealer from the last time I showed it to you guys. So I wouldn't say it was all the way full. When I started, I would say it was probably up here to the word better. So it wasn't completely full. It wasn't a brand new concealer. Or was it? I don't even remember. I don't think it was super brand new, but I hadn't used it a lot. But anyways, that's how much progress I was able to make in the last month, and I used it 17 times. So that's actually super, super good. The next product is my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, one that you are not going to be able to see that much progress on because I only used this 4 times. I'm actually wearing it today, but yeah, I used it 4 times, and it was just laying on its side. But before it was laying on its side, I was about halfway with this concealer, which I told you guys in the intro that I'm not focusing on this concealer super heavy because it's not like my everyday concealer or anything like that. This is just mainly what I use on the weekends. So I know there's not going to be a lot of times where I use this during the month, but that's okay because it's not my focus concealer. So I'm fine with it being slow going. It's okay. So my NYX HD pressed powder, where you at? So this is what this is looking like. I think there's a bit of a difference from the last time that I showed this to you guys. I feel like it's a lot more thin around here. I've mainly been focusing on this top edge right here because I feel like it was about to crack up there. So I was just trying to get it finished up. Now I'm just using it all around just to get it used up, because once it gets too hard for me to get enough powder to do under my eyes and do my entire full face, I'm just going to call it quits. So that is getting used, and I believe I used that 17 times, so that's super good. Next is my NARS bronzer. So this was my most used product this month, but unfortunately, I still have not hit pan on this, which is crazy to me because I usually can hit pan on bronzers with no issues. I used this 21 times. That was the most used product in this project. 21 times, and I haven't hit pan on it. But there is a super huge dip in it. You guys probably aren't gonna be able to tell on camera, or maybe you will be able to tell on camera. So it kind of, to me, it kind of looks the same as the last time that I showed it to you guys, but the dip is getting bigger, and I'm just using it as much as I can. I don't go super heavy handed with this, especially because this is also my bronzer that I use every day for work. So I don't go super heavy handed with it, but I'm using it a lot, as you guys can see from the tallies. I'm using it a lot, and I don't know, it's just not going anywhere. So we shall see. Maybe by the next update, I'll be done hit pan on it. The next thing is my NYX blush, which I used 18 times in this project in the last month. And this is what it is looking like. By the way, this is in the shade Pinched. So basically, I've just flattened out the pattern. If you guys know about these NYX blushes, they come with that little like pyramid type of pattern on the top. And I basically flattened out most of it. So this is going to be a slow going product just because it was pretty new when I put it in this project. I had not focused on it that much. I had used it, but I wasn't really focusing on it. And we know that blushes just take a long time to use up, period. So that one is going to be pretty slow going. And then as well as the next 2 products, these are going to be super slow going as well. I'm using them, but maybe I was a little bit too ambitious when I put both of these in the project. So first I have my Becca Topaz highlight. We all know that Becca highlighters are huge, but this is what we're looking like. So I already had that pan the last time I showed this to you guys. I don't even know if I have expanded the pan at all. Maybe I've like thinned out this top area a little bit right here, but yeah, I don't know. I've been focusing on that one area, but this is a highlighter that's going to be around for a long time. It's already been around for a long time in my collection, but it's just going to be here. It's going to be around, and I used this 9 times, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's only because I was sharing the amount of times I could have used this product with the next highlighter that I'm going to show you guys. And this is my Laura Geller Gilded highlight, Gilded Honey highlight, and I also use this one 9 times. So basically I've just been working on this top part right here, trying to really flatten that out. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see a difference in it, but this top part right here that I've been focusing on is more flat than the rest of the product. So I am making progress on it, but it's going to be slow going if I'm only using them a few times a month. Next is going to be my Too Faced Peach Mist. This is my mattifying setting spray. I use this every single time that I do my makeup. I used it 19 times in the last month, and there wasn't much in here when I first put it in the project. Apparently there was a lot because I didn't finish it up, but it is super, super low. It's like super, super low. I would be surprised if I had more than like this much right here, which is probably 2 weeks worth of use. Maybe. So I really think that this will be done way before it's time for me to update you guys. And I also know that it's getting close to being done just because of the way that it's spraying out. It's starting to kind of like fizz and stuff. It's not coming out as a straight liquid. So I know that that means I'm close to being done with it. So I'm not even going to mark that because it's about to be out of here. So next I have my Tatcha mini primer, the Silk Canvas primer, and I added, this is the one that I added in at the very last minute, like once I was editing this video and everything. So I added this in on the 13th of January. So this is what she looks like. This wasn't brand new when I put it in the project, but I had no pan on it or anything like that. So I have been able to use up that much. And this is the reason why I haven't been using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, because this is basically the same thing as the e.l.f. Putty Primer. And so I don't need to use both of them. I've just been trying to get rid of those edges. So this primer, this little mini, took me a month to use. And like I said, I had used it prior to putting it in this project. So that just lets me know how long this e.l.f. one is going to be around. A long time. The next things that I have to show you guys are the things that I'm adding in to this project since I finished up some items. Y'all are gonna look at me crazy for these ones that I'm about to add in, but it's okay because I promise you there's a method to my madness. So since I finished up my Colourpop No Filter foundation, I'm going to be adding in 3 new, that's 6, but I'm going to be adding in 3 new foundations. And I know y'all are probably like, girl, what, how, yeah, let me explain. Let me explain. Okay, so all of the foundations that I'm adding in are going to expire, or I should probably get rid of them around the same time. So I want to get enough use out of all of them before that day comes around. So basically my Too Faced Born This Way foundation is one that I'm adding in. I am in the shade Chai. I bought this foundation in July of last year. This has a 12-month shelf life, and usually I don't follow the shelf life that they put on the packaging of these products because products usually last way longer than that. But because this has coconut water and hyaluronic acid and like good for your skin ingredients in it, I do want to actually follow the shelf life of this foundation. So when July comes, no matter how much is in here, I'm probably going to get rid of it. Probably. It depends on how it looks on my skin, how it wears on my skin, if it breaks me out or anything like that. So I may or may not get rid of it around that time, but I did want to put it in the project to focus on it. And then for my CoverGirl Outlast Active Foundation, this is actually a new foundation in my collection. I bought this like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, but this has broad spectrum SPF 20 in it. By the way, I'm in the shade 870, and it says that the SPF expires in August of 2020. So even though this is a brand new foundation that I just bought this month, well, January, it's still going to expire in a couple of months. So I kind of want to get this used up or get enough use out of it to, one, form an opinion on it, because I don't really know how I feel about this foundation. I like it, but I don't really know if I love it. And then 2, I just want to get a lot of use out of it before it expires so I can feel like I got my money's worth out of it. And then the next foundation is going to be my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation in the shade F13. This has a 12-month shelf life, but I've had this foundation in my collection, I know, for over a year. I know that for a fact. But the reason why I never use this foundation is because it wasn't my color. I know I could have mixed it with another foundation, but I just really don't like mixing foundations because I feel like when you mix foundations, you're taking away from the claims that the foundation has. I'm one of those people who I just don't like mixing foundations. That's just me. That's just my thing. So I never tried mixing this with anything else. So it kind of just sat in my collection, and I know that that's dumb and that was a waste of money. but I'm trying to get use out of it now. And since I know that this has been in my collection for longer than a year and it has a 12-month shelf life, I just want to use it along with these other foundations. And then once the summertime comes around, which I know that it's going to be too light for me when the summertime comes around, then I will just get rid of it. But I won't feel bad about getting rid of it because I know I used it. So like I said, there's a method to my madness, even though it sounds crazy. But anyways, all of those foundations were added in on the 6th of February. And the Makeup Revolution one, I used 2 times. My Too Faced Born This Way, I used 3 times. And my CoverGirl Outlast Active, I used 1 time. So that's where we're at with those. So then I added in a eyeliner to replace the other eyeliner that I used up. So this is the Lancome Mini Drama Liquid Pencil in brown. And this was added in on the 27th of January. And I used it 8 times since then. And I know that this one isn't going to be that hard for me to use up because this eyeliner pencil is so creamy. I literally have to sharpen it basically almost every time that I use it. So I know that this one isn't going to take me too long to finish up. Thank God, because I have a lot of eyeliners to get through. So yeah, I'm adding that one in. I also added in a lipstick and a lip gloss to replace the lip liner and the lip gloss that I used up. So I'm adding in a full size lipstick. I know I'm crazy again for adding in such a brand new product, but since I'm doing this project basically until I get bored, I felt like why not add in a brand new lipstick. But this is the Too Faced Natural Nude lipstick in the color Nip Slip. First of all, this is one of my favorite lipstick colors as of right now. It's like my favorite type of nude. It's like that peachy brown type of nude that you guys know I love. And then the fact that I can just wear this on its own like every single day. It's a perfect color for everyday wear. I can wear it to work, or I can wear it on days like this where I'm all done up. It's just a really good lipstick and it's so comfortable to wear. It doesn't last long at all, which means I'm going to be reapplying it all the time because it's very creamy. It doesn't last long at all, but I feel like that's another reason why it'll be kind of easy to use up in this project. So I added it in on the 10th of February and I have been able to use it 3 times since then. By the way, when it comes to lip products and stuff like that, I don't count the times that I reapply it because I reapply my lip products all the time throughout the day. I'm only counting the initial first time that I use it when I tally this up. Because if I was counting all the times that I reapply something, yeah, it would definitely be way more uses or way more tally marks than just like 9 or 11 or something like that. Anywho, so yeah, I did mark on my paper where I am with the Too Faced lipstick. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. So this is where I'm at with the Too Faced lipstick. So basically when I roll it all the way up, that is where the lipstick is. So I will be, you know, making little tally marks as I get down on it. It's probably going to take me forever, like months, to use it, but that's fine. So the very last thing that I added in is going to be my Colourpop Neat Freak Gloss. This was in collaboration with Makeup Shayla, and I added this in on the 10th of February, and I used it 3 times since then. And ghetto ass shit, I had to mark it with nail polish. But anyways, that's where I'm starting at now with this lip gloss. So this is a really nice lip gloss. I do really like it. But it is getting up there in age. It is starting to smell a little bit like plastic. So I was just like, I need to plow through this lip gloss, which I feel like it's going to be something that I can do because lip gloss is kind of easy for me to use up. So yeah, I just want to get that one out and done so I can start working on other lip glosses in my collection. Whew, I feel like I've been talking for a really long time. So that is it. That is all. That's everything for my roulette. Why do I keep calling it a roulette? Girl, this is a rolling. This is a rolling project pan. That is it for my rolling project pan 2020 update number 1. I hope you, that's 2. Update number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. And if you did, give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know that you liked it. If you are new, definitely hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you are notified every single time that I upload a video. And I will see y'all in my next one. Peace.